I have spent a far majority of my life giving people second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, nearly an infinite amount of chances to show me different behavior. And don't get me wrong, I also have had my own, fair share of, mistakes and, fucked upness and everything. Um, but I really want to look at the reality here of what is actually required. Well, first and foremost, what is actually taking place, seeing everything for what it is, right? Let's step away from chances here. I don't like chances, for starters. I don't. I've done enough learning and enough kind of like introspection to see things in a different light. Um, the hopium game. I'm going to use the word hopium, hype, right? Um, if if I do X, Y, and Z, this person will change, or just the old fashioned oh, I'm really hoping that this person will change. I've given them so many chances, this, that, and the other. I'm just hoping that they'll change. I'm hoping that they'll open their eyes at some point down the road. You ever hear someone say, um, "I'm hoping they'll come to their senses"? I look at that and I'm like, that's a fuck. I mean, in my honest opinion, and like everything that I've learned and everything, it's a it seems like a narcissistic thing to say. It seems like a grandiose thing to say, um, as if they don't know something or they don't see something about you that they have to see. It's fucking wild. But let's look at the reality that everyone is repeating at least one pattern. And that pattern is rooted in childhood. And that pattern is the behavior that you're seeing that you don't like, that you are hoping will change, right? And the very reality of the situation is that a person's behavior is not going to change, one, if they don't want it to, if they don't want to change, and two, if they don't do the fucking work. And oftentimes, the work entails therapy. Again, I have been on the bandwagon. Well, not really on the bandwagon. I'm not going to get into it's not about that. It's more so about getting hyped up on hopium that somebody will change, right? Um I want to make it very clear the thing or the things that are required for a person to change. If a person lacks self awareness in general, they probably have a very hard time with responsibility and accountability. If they're not aware of themselves, they probably have a very challenging time with responsibility and accountability. These two elements are crucial for change in any individual. If you are unaware of yourself, there's a good chance that you're unaware of, to a very large degree, of your own sense of fucked upness. And that's just the way that it is, right? Um, I want to make it very clear that it's really not about giving people second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, however many however many chances you might want to give them. It's not about. I mean, you can continue to live your life doing whatever the fuck you want to, but it's really not about that. right? What people showed you is who they are the first time, right? If somebody mistreated you, they showed you who they are. And unfortunate news, unless they want to change and actually do the fucking work, not a single goddamn motherfucking thing is going to change, and that's just the reality of it. So it's really not about getting caught up in this hype game, this hopium game of, oh, I'm really hoping that they do this or that and that they change. It's not gonna happen. It's not. Again, unless they wake up one day and they're like, let's fucking do this. Fuck. I've sucked for a long time. I've treated all these people terribly. Alright, it's time to take responsibility and accountability. Let's sit in that therapeutic chair, get my mind cut open, and have a pro dive into that universe. Right? Unless they're about to do that, unless they're willing to do that, nothing's going to change. It's not about giving. So the other thing too, let's look at the chances thing, right? I kind of I used to normalize chances. All right, well, I'll give them a third chance. All right, I'll give them a fourth chance. All right, I'll give them a fifth chance. Okay, I'll give them a six. No, no. One and done. And the other thing too is that the more chances you give a person, the more permeability shows in your unhealthy boundaries, right? It's kind of like say for instance, it's like, oh, the fuck, that was fucked up. All right, I'll give you another chance, another chance, another chance, another chance, another chance. Like it it waters it down after a while. The the gist of this video, the important thing to understand here is that getting caught up in the hopium game that somebody will change, right? Some magical event will happen. I mean, don't get me wrong, it happens, right? Sometimes people are like, man, I'm a piece of shit. I've hurt people. I need to wake up from my drunken slumber of bullshit and take responsibility and accountability for my actions. And I need to do some work on myself and be different. It happens. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. You have to have a very honest level of humility, an honest level of self-awareness, a capacity to look at yourself, to self-reflect, to take responsibility and accountability. Um, but you can usually tell when that happens or when it's happening. Um, but getting caught up in hopes that somebody is going to change or that maybe this, that, and the other will change them. By the way, I guess that there are those rare events. I really don't like the idea that somebody's going to show up at your door and your life's going to be changed forever. Rarely ever happens that anybody actually jumps on that game and is like, yeah, let's fucking do this. Thanks for showing up at my door. I didn't expect you. This is fucking wild. I'm going to change. I mean, I've never really, I don't know. I don't hear that kind of stuff often. What I'm trying to say is that the reality of situations are that people will only change if they want to change. Um, and the only thing that really can take them down that fucking wild rabbit hole of seeing themselves is a professional that's really fucking good at what they do. like really fucking good. Like, not to knock therapists, you know. I respect the field and everything, but I also recognize how many therapists out there are actually exceedingly ineffective at what they do, specifically because they're more interested in fucking rapid diagnoses, prescription medicating, and masking symptoms, treating symptoms rather than getting at the fucking root of stuff, right? There's an entire fucking universe of darkness. When I say darkness, I'm referring specifically to subconscious, unconscious behavior, diving into, you know, Jungian psychology, Carl Jung, um, that so many people are unaware of, right? Therapists that are really fucking good at what they do have the capacity to dive really deep like that. Meanwhile, many people just receive fucking rapid diagnoses that actually aren't accurate. Um, but again, you can give all the fucking chances you want. You're just going to lead to the further permeability of your unhealthy boundaries by giving chance after chance after chance after chance. Listen, if they slapped you once, it's not going to change unless they're actively doing the work. But even they shouldn't do that. That's not healthy, you know. So that's the reality in regards to people and their capacities to change if they're going to. Um, and also, uh, from my own personal experiences too, just to end off with this real quick. I used to be overly involved in people's lives and also like their change, I guess, or their potential change, right? Um, no, not anymore. You know, backing the fuck out of that is what's important. Focusing on the self and, you know, realizing that maybe they will change, maybe they won't change, but quite honestly, motherfucking sayonara, good riddance, you know. People show you who they are the first time. You don't have to give them a second, third, fourth, fifth, so on and so forth chance. You don't. They show you who you are the first time. That's who they are. That is the pattern that they've been repeating that they're probably unaware of for as long as it's been that they ever received the trauma that started the repetition compulsion. They're just showing you who they are. That's all there is to it.